Hi, Andrew Smith on behalf of the West Bridgford Wire, and this is your property market update for October. Now, let me start by saying in the last update, what I said to you was that we expected to see a rush of properties to market, or certainly a spike in the numbers at the end of September and into October as the Christmas rush started to develop. People trying to put the house on the market to take advantage of that period and move in for a nice new shiny house for Christmas. That didn't happen. Now, there are some reasons why that didn't happen, and I'll go through those with you. Also, you'll notice on the graphs that the numbers of instructions and sales are down, which is a normal decline, by the way, for this sort of time of year. It just didn't have that spike that I was expecting, that I usually see. Now, the main reason for this, let me detail some of the more minor reasons, or some of the background reasons, I should say, more accurately. Firstly, you have Brexit. Everything's measured against Brexit at the minute. It's a common theme that that people constantly talk about. It's not as singularly the point of cause as everybody thinks it is. That's very badly put. But it's not the only thing that should be in people's minds. The Tory party conference saw people mentioning that Brexit was the sole reason why the pound was starting to devalue. I don't believe that's the case. The pound has actually been overvalued for quite a while, and Mark Carney has indicated, if he stays, of course, he's got meetings this month, if he decides to stay, that he'll reduce or potentially reduce the interest level down to 0.1%. Now, if your interest rate level reduces, the strength of your currency reduces. The Fed have announced that they're going to increase the interest rate in America, and that means, of course, if you increase your interest rate, then your currency strength increases. Now, they're economic laws we can't change, and it's natural, therefore, with that speculation for the pound to start to decline. I'm not saying Brexit doesn't have a place to play in all this, but it certainly isn't the sole factor. GDP results have come out, of course, which are better than feared. We're not suffering the decline that some people expected us to. It's actually quite reasonable, the figures that have been released backwards. So overall, there are some things happening out there which have caused this concern in the marketplace. Now, one of the big reasons why I don't think we've seen this spike is because people are trying to want to move, but actually can't see where to go. Now, what I mean by this is that the general people around West Bridgford, the house owners who want to actually start to move themselves forward, the first thing you do is look to see what sort of house you want to move into. Where are we going? The difficult thing is there's not an awful lot of stock on the market at the minute, so you're looking and not seeing what it is that you want to buy. Now, I've had some very interesting conversations with a lot of people. I sent out a letter recently saying I'd give a free valuation regardless of whether you're moving or not, regardless of your intent, because I needed to understand what the feeling was across this mini region of ours and understand what you were thinking and what the pressures were that were creating this stall in the market. Well, and that's it. That's the single biggest thing that I've been told. There are a lot of people, by the way, who are sitting still because they have no intention of moving for many years to come because they're very happy, which is always nice to hear. However, there are a lot of people who want to move, but don't put the house on the market because they can't see where to go. Now, if you put your house on the market and it sells straight away, which is the general belief in West Bridgford and surrounds, and you can't find somewhere to go, you get pressured by your buyer, you get pressured by their solicitors and everything else, and all of a sudden you find yourself homeless or renting. And people don't want that, and I quite understand it. I wouldn't want it either. Now, there are mechanisms that allow this to all get going again, because if we don't start to free things up, if somebody doesn't put their house on the market, then you won't see the one that you want to buy, and therefore you won't put yours on, which incidentally is the one that somebody else wants to buy, and the spiral continues. Now, there are mechanisms, as I say, that will allow you to go onto the market, to let people see your property, to start moving that cycle forward without actually committing to viewings and pressure. And it's not a place I can go through that here. It's actually quite in depth, but it works and it's there. An estate agent should be telling you about it. If you want to talk to me about it directly, then either message on the West Bridgford Wire, of course, and they'll give me the message, or come and find me directly at Newton Fallowell on Rectory Road, and I'll tell you how that happens, and hopefully give you the information you need to start moving yourself forward, whoever you decide to do it within the marketplace. So overall, the market is looking pretty much as we would expect it to at this particular time, without that little rush in. So things are a little quieter than ordinarily. We are seeing a spike in prices slightly because of the lack of stock, and that's another economic law we can't change. If supply is outweighed by demand, prices go up. We can't alter that, and we are seeing some of that at this moment in time. So all in all, it's now into the quieter months of November and December before everything starts again coming next year, because a lot of you have, I've seen about 100 people this month, and a lot of you have actually indicated that springtime is the time at which you'll start to put your houses on the market. I'm looking forward to that, but springtime in my experience starts sometime about the third week of January, when we all get out of that Christmas mood and start to look at moving ourselves forward. So I hope everything's well with you all out there, and I wish you all the best. If there's anything I can do to help, any questions, then please do call. I look forward to updating you again in the month of November. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.